Hey everyone, we're going to jump into last week's song and continue working with that. To give it some life, to give it some breath, to give it some movement, we're checking out Arturia's EFX Motions. EFX Motions is a multi-effect processor allowing you to create all kinds of different movement or glitches or ramp ups or ramp down, risers. There's a ton of different kinds of things you can do with motions. So let's just click through a few things on the different parts of the song we were working on last week. So here we are inside of our session, and this is EFX Motions in a default state. As a really fast overview, and I'm going to do that right now, but if you want to jump ahead to the audio examples, use the chapters down below. We're not going to go over all of the controls on this plugin because there are really so many, but a lot of the different sections work the same way, just with different parameters. So you can see like filter, we have the motion envelope down here, and we can do different kinds of things like throw in sine waves, triangle waves, etc. Move to a different section and it works the same way. You're just now manipulating noise as opposed to filter. But it is exactly that easy. You can go in and manipulate the filter or the motion envelope of each and every section, and you can even go in and reorder them by just dragging them around. So now my filter, which was the first in the chain, is now third in the chain, and it's in serial. So it's going to go essentially from left to right, from the noise to the drive to the filter, so on and so forth. So as you move these things around and change the order, the series and the processes will change with it, and your results will change. Because we're working with an Arturia plugin, you can hit the advanced section, and now you can really get into the macros down here, or the additional function section, which it can be any of these options, a sequencer, function, randomizer, or an envelope follower. And you can put 3 of these in because after your 2 macros, these 3 tabs right down here can all be switched to sequencer, function, whatever you need within this dropdown. For things like macro, you can just grab the macro control and connect it to something like motion, and then you can move this around, and now motion will have a little bit of play to it because it's looking for this macro control. Okay, that's enough about all of the controls. Yes, there is the trigger section on the left, and you can see this little radar. There's a bunch of different options in here, envelope sequencer. Wow, I just clicked this for the first time, and there's too much in here. This is a very powerful plugin. I'm just going to go ahead and jump out of the default and going over the controls. And now let's jump over to something where we can actually hear what this thing does. I'm going to start off with my main pad, which if it's soloed out, sounds like this. Right? Straightforward? Cool. Now let's throw EFX Motions on here. And I went to this preset earlier, rain trigger, but we're just going to kind of click around because the cool thing about motions is if you feed signals into it, yes, they will react to that. But there's also noise generators inside of motions. And so you don't necessarily need to feed signals in to get some rhythm from this plugin. We'll get into that a little bit more when we hear it in some of the presets. Right now, let's go ahead and play this pad, and then we'll just take the bypass off and start clicking through some of these presets. See, I really like that last one where it has a rising sweep, the preset name, built right in. It is a going through the beat, repeat, and the sequencer in there. And within the sequence, it triggers the riser to go through. So it's already following the BPM of your song, and I don't have to find or create a riser. Motion is doing it for me. Another place where I thought that this would be really cool is actually on those robot vocals. When I was thinking this, I could hear it being a little glitchy. And instead of going in and manually editing parts in and out, there's an entire glitch section in the presets. So you know what? Let's go with this. For these vocals, you'll hear it. We'll do the exact same thing. I'll start with it bypassed. It's the robot voice, and then we'll drop it in a couple times.
You're in control, you're in control, you're in control, you're in control.
And just look at the different categories of presets that comes with EFX Motions. You have duckers, wobblers, risers, pitch shifts, tape stops. You have modulated. Really, I could go on, but this is a very, very creative plugin that allows you to do all kinds of different effects to create different multi-effect outcomes, including some self-generating oscillators that are causing their own sequences and tone. EFX Motions is available right now, so use the link down in the description if you want to pick up a copy for yourself. That's it this time. Head over to timflansbaum.com and I'll see you on the next one.